What's the issue, Jace?
Usually I get Deliveroo, to be fair.
But he's taken us to the first one, and the first one's not here anymore, supposedly.
So here we are, Operation Falafel, stop number 1. I have heaps of branches around the city. We're going to try Media City today. Normally I'd order it, so they deliver everywhere. But we're going to try the Zato Manoushe, which is on one of these pages here. Do a bit of copying on that. Here we go. And I put them in my top 4 because of the thickness of the bread. So it's quite thin, it's quite crispy, it's usually always exactly the same.
So explain to people that, obviously, like people back home that don't know what this is, it's za'atar on top, yeah?
So the za'atar is made up of sesame seeds, thyme, oregano, sometimes sumac, olive oil and salt. And it's all mixed together. Different places will have their own Colonel's version of the herbs and spice recipe. So you won't necessarily have the same topping in each place. And that is also takes a big part of why I would like certain places over other places. So the top is key. So you guys will taste the difference today between the 4 places. Alrighty? Who's first, Ty?
Topping on this one is real prominent, isn't it? Crunchiness of the sesame seeds. Nice tang of the oil. I think I've got to agree with you guys on this one. 3 out of 5. 3.
See, with me, whenever I go and get Manoushe or whatever, I always get the meat and cheese. Is that the same thing? It's a different thing, right?
You can, it's a different topping, but
yeah,
it's the
I get the
same
meat and cheese, so I don't really get the za'atar. Not a bit of a fan, but because it's fresh, man, decent. I'm gonna give this one, because it's a star, I'm gonna, let's say 3 out of 5 forks.
You can add some toppings onto it, but if you're going traditional za'atar, I like the mix of the herbs and the spices on it. Perfect combination. It's not too herby in a way. It's quite plain. I mean, I like it. I have it with eggs. It tastes great. So I'll give these guys a 3 out of 5 forks. So it's in a
bit more of a traditional kind of packaging.
Yeah, so this one we're going to have to break off because it's not cut.
Ooh.
So it's in like a...
That's alright.
There we go. And it's, obviously you can see that the dough is a lot thicker, a lot more oily. But it's good taste. You guys find out for yourself.
So we're going to go...
Alright, so when I order this one, it's because it's more authentic. It tastes like I used to have it in Lebanon. A lot more oily, so sometimes from a calorific perspective, I try and dodge them if they're too oily. Thicker base and a lot more salty in the bread, but I love the taste of it. But sometimes if I feel like I'm trying to keep my calories lower, or I don't want something as heavy, I'll usually tend to choose other types. But this one, for the taste, for me, is like a 4 out of 5 forks easy. Still a 4.
Rated it before you ate it.
As James Smith over there, the Lebo James Smith just said, calories in, etc. Let's just get calories in. Oh, I might that. Give this a 4. Actually, I'll rate that. 4 out of 5. Dunzo. That's actually better than that one, last one.
Rating time. Alright. Slightly pipping the last one. 3.5 out of 5 forks. I like that crust there, look at that. Beautiful. That's what made it for me, and the oil. Totally different bread base. Super light, super soft. Loving this. Straight up. Full fork.
Right, so now this is typically not one of my favorites. Like, I know this because I've been here. Sarah and I came and tried it.
Not as oily as the last one.
Not as oily. The mix of the herbs is not the mix that I like. It'd be hard to explain that if you've not tried a few different ones before. You kind of have a different aftertaste on this one. So it's lovely, but I would give it a 3 out of 5 for this.
A bit chalky. A bit chalky, I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to give that a 2.
I think that's the density. I think that's the density of the topping.
Yeah, I'm going to give that a 2.
I'm like really impressed by the bread.
So you can see, totally different look to the others. You see? Totally different. Different taste, different amount of za'atar, a different taste on the top as well. This is a classic. So,
5.
Really?
Easy.
shit, that's from crust on it. The sun's on it.
That was generous. No, I like it. Shit, I don't know. I'm gonna go honest 3.5. That's an honest 3.5. Yeah.
There's no mucking around. Not overly anything. Not too much batter, not too much oil.
Yeah, it's got more classic taste.
Yeah.
Less kind of salty than I remember, but I'm gonna give it a 5.
Oh.
Yeah, for me it's
5. That's legit.
Completion, we've just hit 4 spots in Dubai, starting towards Media City and working our way back up Sheikh Zayed Road on Al Wasl Road. So we've just hit the last one, Al Reef Bakery, Lebanese bakery here on Al Wasl Road next to the Eat and Drink. And yeah, that signs us off. What are you thinking, boys?
It was good. We're going to just quickly show you the 4 different types that we tried today and just recap what we had. So, the final, we'll start with where we began, which was Operation Falafel. Okay, so a lot more sesame seeds, thin crust, light texture. Then we went to Kakal Manara, which had a great mix, lots of oil. I mean, I think the boys love this one. I love this one too. Really lots of flavor. Then we went over to Manoushe, which was nice, but I mean, it had a lot of herbs and spices on it. Dough was quite chalk-like, a bit soft. And then the final spot was Al Reef, where we had a bit more of a traditional style, less oily, thicker dough. But for me, that was probably the cream of the crop.
Fork, get forked. Get forked. Over and out, guys. Peace.